Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Today I received for service another Nakamichi ZX-9. So you know the procedure already, so let's take a look into this guy. It's powers on, CPU gets ready to work, okay. Let me see, the just right capstan is rolling, left one. No, it's not rolling. All right. Let me see, light works. Fast forward, rewind. Okay, and play back in and pull the heads up. All right. I see the full set of issues in this deck. Mechanical, I'm not sure how many electrical. What I'd like to talk about. I was just so sad due to unpacking process. I understand when I ask you to pack properly, but amount of the sticky tape which is used makes me sometimes, like, drives me crazy, because I have to spend 15 minutes or more to safely unpack your deck, because I don't like to get scratched or whatever. And every place you put the tape, specifically when there is a huge amount of tape, makes me very sad. So up to point when I get ready to stop receiving any decks for service. Please don't do it. Like, make sure that it's just reasonable amount of the tape you're applying. Because it's still in the box, it still would not jump out of the box and unfold himself. Just make sure that it's safe, okay? So, next step, you know the procedure, I showed it multiple times. For this deck I will film just the major points, like to see what is wrong with it and how I addressed it. I would not film the full procedure because I need to remove the front panel, top panel, pull out the tape transport, work on it, put it back, assemble everything, and then check how everything works. So, see you soon. Hey guys, while I'm working on this assembly, I'd like to show you why left capstan is not rolling. So, belt is completely fried. Here is the idler tire, which looks very old. I mentioned that this deck has been serviced before, but very long time ago. All connectors are stiff. So let's see. Moving on. Okay, and here I pull it out the transports. Luckily it's gets without any shipment issues. It looks pretty good. Idler looks original. When I was disassembling transport, I mentioned that some of the zip ties are factory, so probably tape transport was never serviced, and that's a good sign. So that means that we would be able to work with it properly. Now, this belt, this will take some time to clean it up. This belt needs to be replaced. All in all, it should be good. So I check it up the pinch roller arms, so they are moving, as you may see, on the shaft. So it should be not a problem to fix it. Has some wear, but still in a good shape. So I believe this is a perfect little deck. All right, now let me work on it. Also, from what I've heard, I believe that this bulb is dead. I need to check, because we've seen that motor was running, but after stop was working right away. All right, see you soon. So here guys, I pull it up the capstan out, and these old belts become a glue. So it's sticky. What I will be doing, first of all, I will remove this low friction washer, and will try to pull it out as much as I can. Come on. Okay, so just to have clean. In this case, it's still like not hardened. I know cases when after this it gets hardened, and then it's not possible like to easily remove from the capstan anymore. And I've seen those on the decks from 1970s, and this is a problem. Now, when we did the biggest part, I will use isopropyl to clean up the rest. My hands already not clean. Okay. No. Let's see how it will come up. In this case, I believe it would be an easy fix. I tell you, I have seen issues when we spent hours and hours polishing capstans to get the proper results. Like even if you remember my brand new Nakamichi ZX-9, that's where I had to spend a lot of time polishing the surface, like to make sure that capstans will be good. Okay, so I will be cleaning unless I would not feel any resistance, any like bumps here, to make sure that everything is clean. In some decks I have seen that belt just gets everywhere into pieces, and then I remove all this goo. It takes quite a lot of time, because you have to clean up every single gear. Sony decks now like to have small belts. It became a goo on the pulley. So if it was not timely replaced, so that's a problem. All right, so done with this part. We have this capstan cleaned. Now we'll remove the second one. And remember, here we have two washers. One is oil washer and one is low friction washer. Same as on the other capstan here. And from the other side, second capstan has a low friction washer and spring like that. Alright, so next is easy, as you remember. Put the cable through and remove this fixing ring. So there is no easy way to remove it, because first of all it's glued, secondary it's made in a form that it resists when we're trying to remove it. So just gently work tooth by tooth unless we can pull it up, you see. So these tooths are pointing up, and when we pushing it in this direction, these tooths will be resisting. Right, now we can remove FG coil in good shape, and next I have to remove the springs. Okay, one. So, and insert here. Done. Now you know the procedure. We need to remove here the record protection switch, and I need my small screwdriver to do that. You may also watch my other videos when we disassembling this tape transfer. They are all similar. There was no big changes since the very first tape transport. I believe I'm already pointed on a few. So this tape transports, when they started with Nakamichi ZX-7, ZX-9, they introduced additional brake on the supply side reel to make sure that we will have a proper friction on the supply side, because original friction mechanism was not very reliable. Unfortunately, 480, 680, 580 series, so they don't have it. And there was variations of the after-stop mechanism, like one side, like when we just measure on the take-up side, as in this deck, just one belt. And on other decks, like more sophisticated, like Dragon, they put optical sensor on the second reel. So what else we need to do? We need to remove this belt on the front and this belt on the back. Done. Disassembled. So we have two pieces. We got one black spacer. Usually they put it onto this tall stand here. So don't forget it, because this stand has a larger screw and it's made for adjustments. Okay, no more any other elements. That's a good sign. Now I will remove reels and remove the adder and replace it. I did it many times, guys, already. Removing reel table. Removing friction. You know, that's friction I told you about. So it's supposed to give 10 grams. Usually after some time it gives less than that. So, and in this deck I do not see the additional friction mechanism. So in some of them they've been installing it gets like V shape, and it gets around this reel like that. Here I don't see it. Okay. Take up, don't have any mechanics here, unless it's Nakamichi Dragon. Now removing the spring, removing this earring, sometimes they don't want to go such easy. Okay, so you know the procedure, right? if you've been with my channel for a while, so that's where we're removing the ring, removing the shaft on this side, so, and we're good to replace this side there. Now, and I'm also usually disassemble this part here to put some drop of oil, make sure that it will not stuck and will work well. All right. It gets somewhere in between. I need to find it. I just have heard it. Alright, I have a spare. Don't panic. Season. Here I found it, so it's original. So we're good. Now, new idler tire. The old one, it's plastified. It's hard like a rock. So what I usually do, I use cutters to cut in to get a little bit of space. Okay, like that. And then use some sharp tools to work it out of there, like that. I will break it. See how hard it became? That's why it was slipping and not working properly. So I believe that one is original. Right, like that. That's how it breaks. How to get it in? I'm using something round, like a small screwdriver. That's where we will not introduce any harm. And just gently pull it in. Like that. And then remove the screwdriver and it sits. Done. I hope it was easy for you. Now, smallest drop of oil. And this was too much. Have to wipe it out from outside. Next, install e-ring. Like that. Check that it works easily. Now, one little drop the other bearing. Okay, now we can install. Put the spring back. And put the e-ring back on this side. done. So now it sits properly, and we're good to assemble real tables. Just a little bit of oil so it wouldn't be squeaking. Sometimes I had a chance when reels were squeaking on Nakamichi, and that was the root cause. And if you've seen my videos, we haven't seen the case when the lubricant on the shafts was a root cause why fast forward rewind was pretty bad on the deck. Okay, how to assemble this part? Put spring down and put this friction mechanism, and there is a pin when we install in the hole, so it will be sitting like that. I'm afraid I messed up on this side. I forget to pull out brake, so it sits not properly. Let's do it again. Now the brake sits. Now we're installing the second reel. Okay. Come on. Another mess up, so I should get into teeth here. 3 teeth. 1, 2, 3. I should get into the specific places for them. Alright. So we're done with this part. So you see with the motor everything works pretty fine. Alright, now I will do clean up, put new lubricant and assemble these two pieces together, and I need to get a new belt for this. See you. Alright, here we go. I just assembled it back. Require just some patience, right? So to put this original zip ties back, assemble the switch, so it should be clicking like that. Alright, then checking up this position. So our position port here, as you may see, will be sitting well. So when we're rotating, we should see that port goes back and forth in both directions. Put the belt on the motor, and remember, put this black spacer and assemble screws here. Not complex procedure, but requires some patience to complete it properly. Alright, so these wires here, maybe I'll pull up a little bit. That's a gray one. Make sure they will not be hanging like that. Yeah, it's black here. So they would not get jammed into the mechanism. See? Same story here. Make sure that all wires are quite accessible. Okay. Moving on, now I will disassemble front to lubricate the azimuth adjustment mechanism. It's quite easy to do if you didn't do it. So we have to remove this spring here, like that. Now we're good to go to remove this mechanism. So what I'm usually do, removing these two screws, because it's just easy to have it apart. Remember that these two screws has larger heads than the other two on the bottom here. So removed, and this has a smaller heads. tight originally. Pretty strong. And now we can remove this piece like that. And we get access to the door. Removing this ring here. And relaxing the screw on this side. Not fully removed, just relax a little bit so we have some room to pull the door aside. Come on, like that. Now we have access to the heads. And that's the mechanism we will clean and re-lubricate. So to get into all details, I would need to remove the record head. So it does like that. Push to 90 degrees and remove this pin. It's not screwed, just pin. That's where we can pull up the head and remove the old lubricant, right? As usual, I will also add a drop of oil onto the arms, shafts, to make sure that they will work for many years. And clean up and lubricate here, here. Right? See you. Okay, now when I clean it, lubricate it and assembled, so you should see that this mechanism should work easily. And head change azimuth. Right? Now it's good. And I will lubricate the shafts here by utilizing some free space I have. Why, Susan? Now, when I assembled arms, not lubricated arms, I continue assembly. So the head is quite easy to assemble. You see these two pins, so you just need to put them back on each side. It clicks like that, and then you're good to install the screws. And it should be pretty fine. Done. And now it's easy for me to lubricate the front bearings. Okay. Good. Let's install the front belt while everything is open and it's easy to do. Okay, so that's the old one. I pull it out. You see it keeps the shape. Let me get a new one. Okay, I have the same size, good. I have like all shapes and all forms of belts in my possession. The difference, old one keeps the shape, new one is round. And they are the same size. So this should be good. And I believe that's the big one, we need a smaller. Okay, The old one was too extended. Come on. It's a little bit smaller. Would it be good? Still too big. Wow. It's even smaller. And you. This one is perfect. Not too tight, not too relaxed. Good. Now assembling everything back. Famous Nakamichi screws, when they don't go right away, you have to try a couple times to get in. Good. Rolls, well, ready to assemble. The door. Put it in and tie the screw back. Alright, now a little bit more sophisticated process on this side. Put this ring back. Okay. Now you can open the door and install the mechanism. When you install, make sure that this white pin will go below the black one. Alright. Screws back. Now I understand why I'm not filming everything, because sometimes it's just like tedious process and like I don't have too much to say about it. Alright, so goes like that. Right here. So you see this is a stop mechanism. When it has engaged, it would not allow you to push the button in. Don't over tie it here. It's just an old plastic. Keep it well. Now see, door closes, and we're good to install the spring cover. Make sure the spring would not be touching the mechanism, and install spring back like that. Now add new lubricant and be good. with this part. Okay. Good. It's been a while, right? For me it's been even a little bit longer because I not filmed everything. Next, let's assemble capstans. And what we need to do, need to put these washers back on it. Use lubricant for the rear bearings. Install washers, the black one first. That one will reduce friction. Okay, and next the white one, which will protect pinch rollers from the capstan bearing soil. Good. Make sure that it rotates freely. And installing the other one. Yeah, I have to clean up old lubricant here. And clean up from these washers. There's two washers, low friction, more than two. See, it's already two here and one more, like three. Come on. I'm sorry, I'm sitting in the basement. That's where some different noises may come from the house. I'm not living alone. Come on. It just sucked my oil. Cleaned. Good. So it's in total it's 3 on this deck. Interesting. I thought it should be just one. Alright. Putting them back. A little bit of oil. Make sure the spring will be installed properly on the bearings. You know what? I just forget to install the FG coil. So removing back washers. Let's install the FG coil first. Otherwise it just would not work. It's not a complex process. Just push this ring back in and it will hold. Alright? Good. cable. Now we can install capstan back. I'm usually using finger because it's much easier to get washers in. Okay, and then apply them back. Now the second capstan. I see stuff on these shafts, these oil washers. Alright, done. And now we're ready to install belt. Let me get one. $160 mm. Goes nice and easy. Good tension, not too much, not too low. Rotates well. Now clean up the back shell and put new lubricant. And clean up right here. Done with this part. Now we can put motor back. Assembled the last part here. So mechanics assembled. The last part is to install the azimuth cable. So the black one goes here. You need to see the position, align it. It goes in pretty easily like that, just clicks. And now open, use the cable here and check, and I see it doesn't work, so we didn't get into the position for some reason. Alright, we'll remove it again and install it back again. So to do it, I'm using tweezers. Okay, this is it. Let me see. Here. Let's try one more time. Like that. Now let's see. You see, I'm moving here, and look like there on the record head. It's moving properly and easy. So you see, almost no resistance. Good. That would conclude the assembly of the tape transport. So now let me install it back and let's see how everything will work. See you soon. Okay everyone, I just assembled everything back. Cleaned tape transport here from this side, from the oil, dust and everything which can get there. Demagnetize it. Now let's see, use the test tape, how well it's performed. Fast forward, rewind. Let's see how tape will go. Alright, looks like we're good. You see, almost engaged. Okay, right channel. I don't see anything on the right channel. Let me check with the tape with the music recording. Yeah, you see, right channel doesn't work. So that's where I would need to take another look and see what's the root cause of this issue. See you soon. Okay everyone, everything works fine now. The root cause was this source tape switch. Over time it gets oxidized. I will try to deoxidize it, but we'll see. Dolby C, Dolby B, 120. Looks like we just need to work it out a little bit. Now it's already playing good. That's a good sign. So let me continue working on it and let's see how it will perform. Hello everyone, this has been a while I'm working on this Nakamichi ZX-9. Sorry for not posting videos, but it took a while. So after I completed tape transport, it plays well, but recording was crackling, and like as you know, the problem is an orange capacitors, and like crackling was so bad that like when there is like no signal, like minimums here, it was jumping up to 0 decibel level. Alright, so I had to replace capacitors in the playback amp, in the record amp, including the electrolytic capacitors. I had to replace all orange capacitors on the Dolby board. Only after that, crackling disappear, and now it records really well. Then, like, next problem. It was like recording for about like 10 minutes, and after that, when you click stop, transport was not returning back into the original position, so it stopped rotating the real motor, but it didn't put back the heads, right? And as a result, pinch rollers were touching the capstans and tape was going, but it was not rolling to the take-up side. All right, so I had to resolder all connectors on this board. This didn't help, so this control board. After that, I went to trying to bend it. I was bending it, trying to see where the problem will start. And finally, I get issue when probably it was power supply issue. When tape transport was reset and this green LED was blinking again on the stop button and counter was disappearing. All right, that's where I seen that this board was working before. So to remove this board, you have to desolder all these transistors. All right, so someone was already desoldering, so I had to scratch and improve here on this, the last one, and solder it to the traces, because it looked for me like a crack. This didn't help as well. And after I found there was small piece, I'm not sure, it looks like brown crystal, but it was sitting there on the board. I cleaned it and issue is gone. Really, I would not believe that it should be so conductive, but that's how it disappeared. So now we're recording, no crackles anymore, you see, no signal. We can play with 400 Hz. All right. Yes, was playing, the levels increased, good. So 400 Hz. Now azimuth is good. And bias 7, a little bit too high. So now we have levels, everything restored, and levels were too low, and now you see we have a spare, and it was barely reaching the zeros. Alright, that's how bad these capacitors affect the sound performance, not just crackling but also levels. And Dolby was working really ridiculous when you click Dolby C, and there is no any recording, and you know that it should remove the hiss, but it was not removing the hiss. So that another problem was indicating on the Dolby board. Now we're good, recording well. So I hope that would be it. I will have to run this deck longer to make sure that the issue with the tape transport don't reproduce anymore. So see, I can bend the board, nothing happens, everything is good now. All right. Oh, it took a little bit of time, I believe about 4 days to work on this deck and make it in the good condition. So that's where we are. So this orange capacitors, it's the first time I met that they crackling in the ZX-9. My previous time when I met them crackling was Nakamichi 480Z, that with red LEDs as well, and that was having a bad capacitor, so I've been replacing to remove the crackles. So sorry, I didn't feel much how I've been replacing, how I've been measuring, because these days I have so many friends, you guys calling me, and we spend hour, 2 hours discussing problems, how to help you to fix the decks and so on. So that's where all time when I was working, I was talking on the phone and I didn't have a chance to record. All right, so moving on, hope this would be last piece, then I will complete tuning measurements and we should be good. All right, so see you in the next part. Okay guys, I just tuned levels and azimuth, and this tape is playing super cool. So this azimuth tape has been recorded on Sony K3 with new heads, and as you may see, it does pretty well. All range, keeps amplitude, and it's my reference frequency sweep tape. So as you may see, from 400 Hz to 15 kHz, there is zero change in the level. So has wear, as I told initially, but they're still good. So I don't need to introduce any correction. What I mentioned is that due to bad capacitors, there was attempt to change levels, and it was playing 2 decibel louder than it should. So I'm adjusted using reference Dolby level tape. Now it's, as you may see, levels are pretty cool, really precise, really good. So that's what I like to see in a deck. Also, when I was testing recording, I mentioned the phase was off, so I adjusted the phase and then adjusted the spot for indicator, so it would show just like in the middle when we have a proper phase on the oscilloscope. All right, so let me show you how it will look like. Let me put some tape in. Now I will fast forward a little bit because I chewed this tape on my Akai deck. All right, so now let's see. Azimuth. It says we close. Yeah, it's a little bit off. Let's adjust this tape. Done? Not yet. Yeah, because I was adjusting playback azimuth. Now we have to adjust record head azimuth. All right. Finally. No. No. Even more. No. See it here. And now azimuth is perfect. Now we need to adjust levels. And you know what I will do? I will use 1 kHz. Alright. I will stop generator. And I had to adjust the height for the playback head. And now I will be using my MIDI voltmeter to adjust the height of the record head to the maximum values. Yeah, a little bit off. Wow. That's the maximum values. Now I have to adjust azimuth because it went way too off. Alright. Now azimuth is perfect. And now we may adjust levels. Okay, let's see azimuth. It says a little bit more. Right. Good. See how significantly record level improves. So now we have full scale. When height for the heads match. Okay, so 400 Hz, perfect. 15 kHz, perfect. And we may check 400 Hz, source, tape. Come on. This switch sometimes don't give me good life. And 15 kHz, source. Wow. How bigger it is now. That's a bummer. Let me adjust level. Done. Source, tape. All right. See, head position affects significantly now. Level, bias, and you may see how well it records and shows bias. Alright, so again, like one channel. Ah, come on, give me a good life. Okay. Come on. Now we're good. So you may see how well we record 15 kilohertz. And generator shows 14.4. Not exactly 15. Right? Right, and 400 gears. It shows good levels. So now I can start recording, and level is -20, and right here, so it's -20, 1 kilohertz. So let me make it a little bit bigger. Okay. It did set up, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10. You see no change in the amplitude. $15. See this like pinch rollers a little bit, tape not going ideally. 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. 23 kilohertz on type 1 tape, 24, it started to drop, 25 hertz. But 22, very good levels, without drop, you see, so that the tape is going without significant drops on 22 kilohertz type 1 tape. So this deck is in perfect shape. On 22, definitely phase will be wobble a little bit. When we go to 15, that's less. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Really cool results. The records really well. Calibrated. Good. Now we have lots of spare. You see? Let me start. So on the level, that's the spare, full scale. Okay, and on the bias, more than full scale. Wow. So more than 5 decibel on each channel. Okay, so that's how we may adjust it. Alright, good little deck, still works, really. So I don't expect any more problems. Let's try the metal tape. Switch into metal, 70 microseconds. Let's calibrate. It's a little bit this direction. Good. Oh, we have so much more level now. Good level, bias. I still have lots of spare on my tape which don't show good results. So see, we can tune bias, again check levels, check azimuth. Good. So now let's record and let's see. So that's 1 kilohertz. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. No change. Phase is a little bit off. 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. Alright, same on metal tape, really good results. Okay, so I can try to adjust a little bit here to make this azimuth even better. Right? Now you see, it's 23 kilohertz and it's ideal. Okay, now I'm turning it on and it shows a little bit here, so that's where I will adjust to make sure that it will show ideal azimuth here. All right, so in the middle. And now we'll be recording really ideal azimuth, 23 kilohertz. Really good. All right, done. Good deck. Trying Dolby B. Works, no change. Dolby C. A little bit higher on the high frequencies. 23 kilohertz. Let's see. 14, 15, 10, 10. Good. 3, 2, 1. A little bit increasing high frequencies. 10, 11, 12. Yeah, by a couple decibels, really. But it should sound really well. Alright. That would be it for this deck. As you may see, it works on all tape types. We may check type 2 if you like, but I'm sure it will work pretty fine if it works on metal tape. So let's calibrate. Phase is good. Level was significantly off. Here, bias, level, phase. Says a little bit now. And now we're recording. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 10. No change. 15, no change. 18, 19, 20, no change. 21, 22, a little bit less. 23, 24. All right, so very good results for this deck. I hope you're really enjoying, same as I am. It took a little bit more time than I expected to have it done, but I believe I'm good to assemble it. I demagnetized heads, tape transport works perfectly. As you may see, no wobbling, everything is fine. Good. So thanks for your attention. If you will face similar problems, so you know what to do now. All right, I'm ready to fix like 4 or 5 ZX-9s. So you may refer to my videos if you experience similar problems. Thank you. That would be it for this restoration part. I hope you enjoyed.